Hello everybody, Oliver G here of the Earful Tower, but before I say anything about this episode, I want to say if you're a Patreon supporter of the Earful Tower, you should press pause right now. You should go over to patreon.com/the Earful Tower and you should listen to the interactive version of this episode. It's a game, it's a kind of quiz, there's a lot going on, and if you listen to this version right now, there's going to be spoilers. So you've been warned. As for everybody else, welcome to another episode of the Earful Tower. And who are we kidding? X was always going to be for Christmas. This episode, I wanted to do something different. So this is going to be a recap of what can only be called the most exceptional, exhausting, and exciting display of excess exhibitionism from the Earful Tower 2023 Xmas party. Here's what happened. I think you're going to enjoy this story. My name is Oliver G. This is the Earful Tower, and X is for Xmas. That was some music from Press Maxon, a name you're going to hear more in this episode because he was part of it. He was part of it all. But before we get to that, I want to welcome my wife, Lena Norden G. How you doing?
Oh, hello.
This,
good, thank you.
This Christmas thing, you were at the same time very involved in it.
Yep.
And not at all. Explain.
Explain, I will.
Bonus points for X words.
Exhausting, I think you mentioned. Yes, so I was a big part in the whole background planning. But then on the day, unfortunately, like so many others, I got sick. And I was hoping till the last second that I'd make it, but I didn't. So had to sit this one out.
But that's good because we haven't talked about it in full detail. So you can be a captive audience as well.
It's perfect.
What I think there'll be people listening who have no idea what we're talking about, so I'm going to spell it out. I had this idea for an event. I've had this idea for years of having live action actors playing characters from Paris's past interrupting a walking tour. So I had that idea brimming forever, and I thought it could work really well for this Christmas party. But the problem was I didn't want to reveal that because I want people expecting it to happen.
Yeah.
So I put out a call on Patreon. I said, does anyone want to come to my Christmas party? I'm sorry to be vague, but all I can tell you is it'll be near the Pantheon.
And give me 50 euros.
Give me 50 euros, which is outrageous when you think about it, when you don't know what.
Well, it's kind of like you're buying the pig in the sack.
What does that mean? Is that a Swedish saying?
Oh, yeah.
How do you say it? What is it?
Köpa grisen i säcken.
What does it mean?
Pig in the sack. It's like you're paying for something. You don't know what you're going to get.
Like a dead pig?
No, but it's like, imagine you're going to a farmer's market and they have lots of pigs, but there's some reason they're in sacks.
Yeah.
And you don't know if it's good pig.
Yeah. Is this in Stockholm? Okay, yeah. I was asking people to buy the pig in the sack. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, of course.
It makes sense.
Yeah. So, by the good graces of, I don't know, 35 people bought tickets.
Yeah.
And then the pressure was really on.
And then it's like, okay, this is going to happen.
Yeah. So I went...
I have to entertain them.
So I said to everybody, sorry to be vague again. I don't know the meeting point or the finishing point, but it's going to be near the Pantheon.
But I have something planned, I swear.
And everyone was really cool with it, actually. But then I got 5 actors. And this is where you should listen to the other version first to avoid the spoiler alert. That's your last chance, everybody. But the actors were playing Ernest Hemingway, Saint Genevieve, the patron saint of Paris, Zelda Fitzgerald, Cole Porter, and Quasimodo, and then one extra that I'll come to in a minute.
Yeah.
And the idea was to make it interactive. The whole idea of this being interactive, because I didn't just want people to stand there watching me talking to characters from the past, because it's kind of weird. It was cold.
Yeah.
I had to make it interactive. So I wrote out questions, and kind of like the pub quizzes we used to do, right? And for each stop, there were 3 questions that I'd written down, getting progressively harder. Now remember, these questions, they didn't mention Ernest Hemingway. They just said...
Oh, yeah, so you can't prepare anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they said, what year is she from? Or what state was he born in, right?
And
then,
the actors happen to mention it in passing or
That's
kind of
right.
hinting towards
That's right.
something.
And,
Yeah.
And I knew... This is such a weird... Even saying it now, I realize how weird it is, right?
What?
Just the idea.
It's kind of like a computer game, like
Kinda.
a GTA mission.
And I didn't...
It's cool.
I didn't want to make the questions too hard. I wanted to make them too easy, but with a few hard ones thrown in, because if people were standing there with paper and pen and no idea... So the idea was, like, we walked up... We haven't really talked about this yet.
No.
We walked up towards the Pantheon. The idea of doing a loop of the Pantheon. We hit the steps of Midnight in Paris. Everyone's seen Midnight in Paris, but if you haven't, it's the same idea. I basically ripped it off.
So, Owen Wilson, how he sits on the steps of this church, and then at midnight, an old-timey car comes by.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so I walked this group of 35 people up. We had these headsets that the tour guides use in the Louvre Museum kind of thing.
Like a little earpiece.
Yeah, they call them whispers.
Yeah.
And so I could essentially whisper and everyone could hear me. We walk up to those steps and I start talking to the people about Midnight in Paris. When out of the blue, Sam Barantes,
Yeah.
first ever guest on this podcast, taps me on the shoulder. He's got a moustache on. I think he's holding some whiskey. And he says something along the lines of, I'm working on my new book or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So
The people,
they had no idea what's going on.
they were like, local drunk.
Yeah, I think people thought it was... Because with the whispers, you don't need to watch what's happening. You can sort of look around because you can
Yeah.
hear so well. And I later talked to some of the guests and they're like, I thought someone had just recognized you on the street and was talking. You couldn't read the room properly. But so he starts talking. The questions are like, the first one's criminally easy. It's like, what number of Rue Cardinal Lemoine does he live on?
Yeah.
So when I'm talking to this Hemingway character, I say, where do you live right now,
Yeah,
Hemingway?
so you ask
And he
straight
goes,
up.
Rue Cardinal Lemoine, as I described it in my book, it's this and that and the other.
Yeah.
And I said, what number, Hemingway? And he says, 74. And I turned to the audience, I was like, 74, write it down, And then the questions got harder. So the last question for him was, what book is he working on? And Sam, the actor, just described the book without saying the title.
So you had to know your Hemingway.
Yeah, so no one got 100% in the quiz, which is my kind of result. And then from there, we crossed the street. Amber Minogue is playing Saint Genevieve, 1,500-year-old character.
Yeah.
She's dressed up in this red... The pictures, we got Augusta along. The pictures are incredible. And then, she's talking about the history of Paris and dropping all these clues about where the
Yeah.
remains of her body are buried and things like
my
that.
God, amazing.
We go around the back of the Pantheon. It's only Hannah Coyle as Zelda Fitzgerald.
Perfect.
It's an Irish woman doing an Alabama accent.
Amazing.
Pretty well, I'd say. And she's got this, she's trying to find her husband and she's all in a...
And she doesn't like Hemingway, so there's
course,
some drama
of
there.
course.
So I have a question, in between these stops, what do you just usher people along?
Yeah.
How was it? What
I had
did
no
people,
idea. I had no
did people
idea.
come up and ask you things,
No.
or what was the
No,
vibe?
it was quite a shy group, to be honest. But I get it. It was an unusual...
They didn't know what
yeah,
they signed up for.
Plus,
either.
I think they were afraid that their voice would maybe go on the microphone, which it would have. But I was just talking about the Pantheon.
Okay.
And I was waiting to be interrupted.
So do you feel like they definitely understood, everyone absolutely understood after Hemingway?
No, well, half of the people that came to this event were mega fans of the show, I think, of the Eiffel Tower, and half of them were plus ones.
Yeah.
And I think some of them didn't really know what was going on.
Oh, okay.
So as we walked away from Hemingway, I said, does everyone get how this works? And a few people ran up and said, nope.
Definitely
And I
not.
was like, all right. Right. And if you don't really know Paris at all, then it would have been
sure.
pretty difficult.
Fair enough.
You might not even have known who
Yeah.
these characters were.
Yeah, definitely.
But so anyway, so we go around the next corner. We're near the front of the Pantheon now, and they had all the Christmas trees out. The Pantheon was kind of lit up almost greenish. I don't know. There was a very, it was a cool vibe, light.
That is a bit magical.
I said that at the start. I
Yeah.
said it's the majesty of the Pantheon, the magic of Midnight in Paris, and the festive joy of Christmas all merged into one for this war. So all the while, I said the bottom question worth 3 points was who is performing tonight? And each of the actors were dropping clues. Like when they left, they said, I've got to go see the show. It's my favorite French artist is playing tonight, and everyone's trying to figure it out.
And like little by little dropping kind of hints as to who who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
So we walk around to the front of the Pantheon, and Press Maxon, the Eiffel Tower's musician, is playing the accordion. He's playing a Cole Porter song.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so I say, hey, everybody, it's finally someone I know. It's Press Maxon, in Paris.
And he's like, who is this Press?
Yeah.
What?
So everyone's giving
No.
applause, and he's like, I don't know who that is. I'm Cole Porter, and here's, dropping his clues and so on. So, anyway, what I figured I'd do instead of just talking about it is we'd play the next character because it was quite fun and interactive as well. And if you want to play at home, the questions written down were, what year is he from? Who created him? And what's the goat's name? And I'll set the scene perfectly. We're walking, the timing was incredible, and this was accidental as well, by the way. We walk from the front of the Pantheon, start going down the hill towards the Luxembourg Gardens, and if you look into the distance, the Eiffel Tower is in full view because you're at the top of the hill. And as we get there, Augusta took a group picture, so there's a group of all of us in front of the Pantheon. We turn and the Eiffel Tower starts sparkling because it's on the hour, Well, I didn't even plan. Use their plan.
Amazing.
So then we're going down the street, and there's this bank with just a normal bank with a lot of space out the front. And I said, gather in everybody. I'll just stand at the top of the stairs. And as I'm at the top of the stairs, this character who seems sort of doubled over walks backwards into me quite hard. And that's where this picks up. Now, I want to talk about the Eiffel Tower and something specific when it comes... Come in nice and close. Sorry, sir. Sorry. When it comes to the Eiffel Tower, there's one thing you need to know. I'm sorry, sir.
Qu'est-ce qu'ils ont fait?
What?
What is it?
What's what?
Ruined her.
What are you
It
talking
was so
about?
beautiful.
The Eiffel Tower.
The what?
The Eiffel Tower.
Comment?
Eiffel Tower.
You feel tired?
No, the Eiffel Tower.
What are you talking about?
What do you think it is?
I don't. Sorry, the bells. You have to repeat louder.
The Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel Tower.
Yes, exactly. What did you think?
Notre Dame.
No. Notre Dame, down this way.
Really?
Notre Dame, down this way.
Okay. Right.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Notre Dame.
What are you?
Okay.
Why are you looking for it specifically? I think I have an
Because
idea.
I have to check up. I heard some rumors from my time. And what? What is it?
Are you the Hunchback of Notre Dame?
What did you call me? You've been reading this Hugo? You reading Hugo?
Yes, the famous
This
book.
guy, it's a bag. I want to not get my bag wet. It's a rumor, and suddenly he tell me, look, not hunchback, just smart man not get bag wet.
It's a backpack.
Yes, I have to walk to work. I go up the stairs. I don't want things to get wet.
Hang on a second. So you've been written up by Victor Hugo incorrectly.
Incorrectly, he wasn't even there. Me, I'm living in 1482. This guy 350 years later, 349 to be precise. He doesn't know anything.
So he's fake news to you.
No,
he's mischaracterized you.
Fake news. What is?
Do you know? Well, he's just got it all wrong, hasn't he?
He's totally wrong.
But you've read it.
Well, yes, I've read it.
His description
I have
of
to
you is
defend
less than
myself.
flattering.
He called me ugly. He say I have one eye. He say the other eye like a coal looking out, burning. Is not nice. It's not friendly. It's not what we want from the nice people.
No.
No.
I just realized you've come, to the future to see the Notre Dame
Yes.
Cathedral.
Yes. But look what they do these days.
No, forget that. But I do have some slightly less than exciting news for you about the Notre Dame.
Yes.
On a quite serious note.
Yes.
If you're going to get down there now, it won't be open. It's not reopening until December 2024.
Reopening?
Yeah, December 2024.
Why you?
After the Olympics. Well, you won't understand that.
No, what are you saying? Why reopening? It's open for everyone all the time.
Because of the fire. The fire from... You haven't heard about that at all?
Fire?
Your beloved cathedral.
Who lit a fire in the church?
I don't even think we know.
What? No?
The spire,
What?
the roof, it's all gone, but they're rebuilding it.
I'm supposed to go to the party. Maybe I have to go to see Notre Dame.
I think you can do it both, but you'll be disappointed a little bit by...
Oh no.
yeah.
Esmeralda?
Esmeralda, I don't know.
Jolly, little Jolly is okay?
I don't know, really. I think you maybe do have to go down there
I
and
think
check
I
first.
have to go.
Okay.
What time?
It's, the Eiffel just flashed, so it's just gone 7 o'clock.
7, okay.
You have time, but were you going
little-
to the event tonight?
Well, a little sparrow told me that it's going to be some fun this evening. So I have to go and check on Notre Dame avant.
Before, okay, well, we can catch you after, I hope.
Okay, all right.
Well-
Is this what you say?
That way and down, find the river, go downhill, you'll be alright. Quasimodo, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Whose idea was this anyway?
we've lost him, I think. Okay, now we go downhill. Good luck, Quasi, good luck! That was Jasper Foley doing a performance of his life.
I mean, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to give a special shout out to him because he got the gig about 3 hours before because our original Quasimodo called in sick.
It's perfect.
Yeah, he nailed it.
Like, really.
So, in case you didn't get the answers, 1482, Victor Hugo, and the goat's name was Jolly.
Jolly.
D-J-A-L-I. That was the hardest question of all.
Little Jolly.
Yeah. So then he ran off across the traffic and he really went all in. So he had this backpack under his jacket
Yeah.
and
With
a beret.
sort of like a... Yeah, okay. With
Yeah.
it under the jacket, yeah.
When he ran off,
Perfect.
he just ran off through the cars. He didn't like stop, he just stopped them.
Yeah.
And he was like, "These horses look ridiculous," or something like
So
that.
that's what he's...
And then he was gone. From after Jasper, we walked down to Tres au Jardin, where we did a book launch once before. And everyone took off their earpieces, dropped it in a bucket, walked in where there was champagne and canapes. Press starts gently playing the accordion, and who do you think pops out?
Who could it be?
Edith Piaf herself, in the form of Gosha Kaspchitska, who we met when she was playing in Le Vieux Belleville, impersonating Edith Piaf. She sang a couple of songs, and then it turned into a Christmas party. And I dare say it was a success.
I just love it. I love this idea. I love it.
know.
I can't believe I missed it.
You know, I wanted to have Quasimodo involved in a walking tour, as a minor character of a walking tour, for probably 5 years.
I know. This idea in different forms has been brewing for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So it's very cool that it finally happened and you got to test it and yeah.
The only thing, because it occurs to me it could be something that's replicated, but it's tough having a whole host of, the timing, the actors.
Well, it's quite the ensemble. Like really, it's a lot of people involved.
And then, it could be something. I'm going to think about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I could see maybe, you know how they do those celebrity sighting tours in Hollywood? I could see it being a little bit like that in
But
Paris.
yeah, it's very different. I don't think I've heard of anything like it really. Like a theatrical.
Well, that's what you get with the Eiffel
tour on
Tower
the
Christmas
go.
parties, yeah. So anyway, that's what happened. It was quite the unusual Christmas party. I think it was a hit. If you're a Patreon supporter of this show, patreon.com/the Eiffel Tower. For $10 a month, you unlock a world of extras, including this full episode of what happened. I carried the microphone around with me. I've included the question sheet so that you can listen to it, feel like you're there, and see how you go with the questions. And not just that, but you can support your favorite podcast at the same time. No ads on this show, just asking for support. Also, the Guide to Paris, the PDF Guide 2024 Guide to Paris is out now, free for patrons.
Otherwise, a perfect Christmas present.
You know what a perfect Christmas present is?
What is it?
Children's books about Paris. Kylie the Crocodile, Roger the Liger, Grace the Giraffe, theeiffeltower.com/books. There's your advert. As for the music you've heard in this episode from Press Maxon, aka Cole Porter, and also the backup music on the song you're about to hear was by Press Maxon, our resident musician. It was so nice to hang out with him, see him in Paris for a couple of days. And I'm going to play a bit of the Edith Piaf music so you can all feel like you are at the Christmas party with us. My name is Oliver G. In front of me is...
Lena Norton G.
And this has been X is for Christmas. 2 more episodes left of this season, Y and Z. I wonder if you can figure what they're about. I'll give you a clue. The season will end on a high. That's enough from me. Here comes some Edith Piaf.
Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit les mots d'amour, les mots de cœur, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est tendre dans mon cœur, une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi, moi pour lui dans la vie. Il m'a dit, l'a juré pour la vie. Dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens dans moi mon cœur.